And even beyond day trading, when you're doing other things that God has given you a talent of doing, make sure that if God wants you to be a mechanic and you're investing back in that and helping people, why are you considering fixing people's cars that are a person steals a car and they bring it to you to do stuff with it? You see what
Mm.
I'm saying? That's not what we're talking about. As men, when you're hustling, it doesn't mean you get every dollar that you can get. It doesn't mean you're scamming the government, with stuff just so that you can get extra money, right? So it also means doing things ethically, hustle within the ethics that God has given you. Jesus said we need to be as shrewd as serpents, but as harmless as lambs. But at the same time, we need to make sure we're doing it ethically because we're going to stand before God in whatever way that we hustle.
Yeah, for sure, man. And the clock is ticking, man. You know what I mean? The clock is ticking. And what we really gotta, think about is how much time, right, that we're spending working, right? How much time are we really spending working? It says, you ever heard of the 55-hour grind?
Mm-mm.
So how many what's a normal work day?
Should be 40 hours, 40-hour work weeks, 8-hour work day.
Right. So if you work Saturday and Sunday, how many hours you about work?
I don't usually do math in public, so you got to help me out.
Yeah, about 56, but they just call it the 55-hour grind. So that's
All 7 days.
you're working all 7 days. You might have a full-time job and then you might work on the weekend, or you might work, 55 hours straight. But there's some crazy stats on people who do that, right? I'm gonna pull it up for you here. You know what I mean? It says that if you work a 55-hour week, right, you're 35%
Mm.
more at risk to have a stroke, 17% more at risk to have, heart disease. And that's big. That's a big jump, right? And for what, right? And for what?
Mm.
Like, I think, you know, refusing to rest, right, is basically like refusing to rest and just continuing to work, work, work. And saying, you know what? I gotta get it on my own.
Mm.
I don't I don't trust God. I trust my hustle over God. God doesn't want us to work every single day. You know what I mean?
Right, but
Right
that
here.
also means that you're right. If you're sitting there and you're working every single day, you're not
Mhm.
trusting God to provide for you. You're trusting in your own strength, your own mind, your own means to do that. God specifically said that we're supposed to work 6 hours. He wants us to have a rest. It's for our benefit, not for His. He even says that you need to rest the crops, I think, every seventh year.
Yeah.
And, He rested on the seventh day, or He ceased working on the seventh day after the creation of the heavens and the earth. And what makes us better than God? The alternative is that you're potentially under a curse. You got people having to get hip surgeries and they're having all these ailments. A lot of times it's not just they're working themselves to death, literally physically, but also psychologically and spiritually.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it's a lot. And I see people, I see different parents, and some of it is that, especially, for parents, it's like, we want to give our kids maybe things that we didn't have. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that, but at what cost, right?
Hmm.
Is it worth it to get them that new pair of Jordans, but I ain't gonna spend no time with you? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I'm gonna save up 15, $20,000. You know what I mean, for your prom. That's a couple hours,
Hmm.
but I won't save for college. You know
Wow.
what I mean? But that's reality of our culture, right? Our culture says, "Hey, we gotta have this." You know what I mean? You gotta have a big chain. You know what I mean? You gotta
Hmm.
have a nice car, but you don't need no 401k. You don't have no 401k. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, what, where did that turn into? Like, where did we get that from?
Well, I think a lot of it is the enemy wants us to focus on materialism. We see what God is doing a lot of times when it comes down to making people prosperous and making them successful. And we take that as, oh, they must have did it on their own. The problem really comes from people not legitimately giving God honor and praise for what he's done for them, especially us as Christians. But if you find yourself in a situation and you're seeing other people doing stuff and you're thinking there's no way I can do that without working myself to the bone, then you're already going down the wrong path. That turns into a situation where you're completely focused on hustle culture. And now you're trying to hustle to make up for an image that was never meant to really exist.
Mm.
I mean,
You know,
you look at Elon Musk when he talks. I think he says he gets like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Donald Trump from 4 hours of sleep. Other people who are entrepreneurs, mogul, they just work themselves to death, and that's not how God made us to be. And we shouldn't be imitating people like that. We should depend on God to be our sustenance. God is the person who gives us the ability to make money. The Bible literally says that I'm the one who gives you the ability to have wealth and to create wealth.
yeah, he's our source.
Mhm.
He's our source, and mm, everything else is just a resource. He's our source, and man, I just, mm, uh,
And that quote from God giving us the ability to make wealth is Deuteronomy 8:18. You shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the power to get wealth.
mm,
Continuing, that he may confirm his covenant that he swore to your fathers as it is to this day. So
mm,
people who are trying to do this the opposite way on their own strength and accord, it's just not going to work the way you want it to. God is saying that I'm the one that gives you the ability to make wealth to fulfill a promise that I made to other people who were believers, because that's what I do as God. Very
right,
powerful.
yeah, and also, even in the New Testament, it says, "Seek first." You know what I mean? The kingdom of God, and everything else. You know what I mean? Are falling into place. But sometimes we seek everything else and then go to the kingdom. You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm,
And the thing is, we got to get our priorities in order. You know what I mean? We got to put God first in all that we do. And I think the sooner that we do that, or the sooner that we realize that, I think that we'll be a lot better. You know what I mean? I think other generations have been better, right? I think generations before us, they were about building a legacy, right?
mhm.
Look at this crazy stat, right? This stat is ridiculous. Look at this gap, right? So Gen Z, right? Average 401k balance,
That's crazy.
13.9, right? And everybody else's overall is 127. Now, why do you think that is? Like,
Is
where
that
did
because that they're younger? Could that be the reason why?
that? I don't know. What age is Generation Z end at?
Don't get me lying. I think it's people that are like, I don't know. Don't get me lying. I think it's under 25 at least. 30 below, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
Yeah,
young folks.
yeah, but basically, it's far off where it needs to be at. I think I'm not sure exactly how far off, but it seems like it's a big gap. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
According to Fidelity, that's who came up with this stat here. So
mhm.
I don't know, man. I do got a scripture that I wanted to share right here. It's two parts. Oh, can you read it for me? It's too
We
small.
got First Timothy chapter 6, 17 through 19. It says, as for the rich in this present age, charge them not to be haughty or prideful, nor to set their hopes on the uncertainty of riches, but on God, who richly provides us with everything to enjoy. They are to do good, to be rich in good works, to be generous and ready to share, thus storing up treasure for themselves as a good foundation for the future, so that they may take hold of that which, and we got to cut off.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have to look it up.
Yeah.
Think the rest of
But nonetheless, the verse is strongly saying that if you have money, don't look at yourselves as being rich in this world. Real wealth comes from investing back into the kingdom, investing into God's people with your
Mm,
heart and doing it out of love and not out of compulsion. If you're poor, it's the same thing, you know? So I think the focus is, in order to get those true riches from God,
hmm
and even to be financially wealthy and blessed by God, we have to have, and we have to give.
Yeah.
In order to get from God and to be wealthy, we have to give. The person who's sitting there hustling 8 days a week, is he truly giving anything aside from the services and to make more money? Is anything truly coming from his heart that's based on love? Think about it. I want you guys to ask yourself that out there hustling yourselves to the bone. Are you
Yeah.
really doing things out of your heart? Are you really obeying God and serving people out of your heart in this hustle that you have? Or is it more along the lines of almost scamming and breaking laws? Which one is it closer to? And which one do you think is going to receive God's blessing?
Mm. Well said, my brother. Well
Mhm.
said.
Where's my thing at? You got to hook me up.
Grown man boss, some of you gotta deal with. Grown man boss, some of you gotta
There
deal
you go.
with.
Yeah, no, man, Punch. This this is a good this is good, man. I think especially as you know the African American culture, as the men culture, as Christian men. Like I think we need to hear this. You know what I mean? I think we need to focus more on legacy, right? And not so much on self. And I think the more that you focus on others, those things that you want for yourself will come. You know what I mean? What was the acronym? Was it JOY? Jesus, others, and then you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it's like now I feel like it's you, then it's others, then it's Jesus. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And but we got to get back to that joy. If you want joy, put Jesus first, put others, then yourself. You know what I mean? That's what needs to happen. You know what I mean? And especially as men, you know what I mean? We're supposed to be one of our key components is providers, right? You know what I mean? We gotta be providers. So that means sometimes we gotta sacrifice them new shoes, or I know you might want a Cadillac, but you might have to ride a
I
Lincoln.
want to get that Tesla, but it ain't working out for me. I got to provide, right?
You gotta provide, and you'll have your time. You know what I mean? Let's get everybody else step first. You know, and even for
Handle
me,
the responsibility that God has given us first, right?
yeah, because I mean, and I'm speaking to myself because I fall short. You know what I mean? I feel there's times where I put myself first, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm getting this. I don't care. I'm getting this. You know what I mean? But then I realize, like I said, I fall short. But most of the time, they're like, you know what? Okay, she wants that. Okay, she can get that. Oh, he needs that. Okay, he can get that. I just won't have this, and we'll be as men, we'll be all right. All right, we'll
Yeah,
find a way
sure.
through. You know, I
If you
might, I
say so,
might,
we may be in a little bit of pain about it, though, right?
for those who drink, you might not be able to have your Louis 13. You might have to drink some E&J. You know, you,
You
you
might as
might
well
not
be on some wild average rose if you're gonna do all that.
pay for our cigar smokers. You might not be able to
Oh,
have one of them Cohibas. You might have to get that, that black and mild to just
no, no.
okay. But I'm saying, but y'all get the point. Y'all get the point what we're saying. You know what I mean? Just
You gotta
hey,
deny yourself.
yeah. And then every now and again, you can have something nice. You know what I mean? You can have something nice every now and again. It'll come. You know what I mean? We just gotta stay on our grind. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. Anything else, man?
No, man. I think this is good. I really want the guys to walk away with the mentality that He doesn't want you to work yourself to death. He wants to be the source of your blessings financially and materially. He really does. And in order for him to do that, you have to make sure that you're doing things the right way. Get away from all this crazy stuff with, this illegal hustle, this gray market hustle and all this other stuff. God can't bless you when you're doing that kind of thing. So you really have to think about, what am I doing that's keeping God from blessing me? And
Mm,
ironically, God doesn't want you to work yourself to death. He really legitimately wants you to leave space for him to bless you.